Hi, this is Mike Poor, Superintendent of Schools for Bentonville Schools. I'm doing just a little lead-in to some footage that we took earlier this week that really was all about polling spots. And that really was the basis for our Minute with Mike. We had some technical challenges in getting that video posted, and the Election Commission that we met with on Thursday has already heard our presentation and voted on the matter and actually rejected our proposal. I still believe that the video that we did earlier this week is worthy of showing to you as a community because it outlines the reasons why we sought to have polling locations at our schools. So please take a look at the video and learn a little bit about why I think polling locations are important in terms of supporting this entire community, not only for school elections but also for national elections. An important fact that I learned as a part of meeting with the Election Commission is that as a part of new state laws, the County of Benton will have to undergo some dramatic changes on polling locations. Starting in the next national election, we will have to have, or be limited is a better way to say it, be limited to 3,000 voters per precinct. As the Election Commissioner talked about this yesterday, they shared that that means that we could need as many or as few as 14 new polling locations or as many as 30. So the need for polling locations are there. I do believe that looking at schools as a possibility to help support some of those locations is a positive thing. I hope that you'll enjoy the tape. I also hope that you'll enjoy your weekend. Thank you. Hello, this is Mike Poor. This is another Minute with Mike, and I'm anxious to talk to you today about a topic that has generated some press, and we'll have some decisions made on this week with the Election Commission in Benton County. That is to have polling spots actually available at our school sites. This has been a topic of discussion not only in the media, but also within our school system. It started off with me presenting this to the principals and giving them an opportunity to see whether or not they would actually want to have polling spots at their schools. It then got vetted out in terms of us looking at it from a facilities and transportation point of view of whether or not we could provide a secure environment and not disrupt our own transportation routes dramatically. Then we got the police involved. After all that being said, we then had to take it to our board to get approved, both in the facilities committee and at the board meeting. Both of those things occurred, both on unanimous votes. We now go in front of the Election Commission on Thursday of this week to talk to them on the 27th about whether or not this might be a good idea. It's just another part of coming forward with an idea that's maybe a little bit unique to Northwest Arkansas, but not really in other parts of the country. The Election Commission has the right to either take our recommendation or either in part or whole or reject it flat out. So we'll see what happens. But I do want you as a community to understand that we have heard you. There have been numerous citizens that have emailed me. Some have been negative and some have been positive. We also know that within our own administration there are some principals that actively sought to have polling spots and others maybe not so much. That's all fine. The big thing that when we looked at this was how can we create an environment that actually supports our community to have a more effective election process. If you remember back just a year ago, not only the November election for the national election, but also then our school election, there were long lines and people were very frustrated. We think this is an opportunity for the school system to step up, and we actually have 4 sites in mind. One of them is Cooper Elementary. A second one is Barker Middle School. A third is Artis Ann Middle School. And the fourth one is right here at our Central Administration Building. So 4 potential polling spots to be added into the mix of other polling spots that are already in place. This just diffuses the traffic and allows for a more effective election process. I also think it's positive to have people coming to vote and coming into the schools. It's a good thing for our kids to see this happening. It's one of the highest aspects of citizenship that we get to hold, and it's kind of interesting that this decision's coming right on the time when we get to celebrate this country's independence on July 4th. I think they kind of match up. Now, it's still possible the Election Commission could reject this proposal, and that's within their rights. but we think it is a sound proposal, and I appreciate the Board of Education voted with confidence 7-0 to say this seems like a good thing for us to pursue. I can tell you that we will take our responsibility very seriously in terms of if this is approved by the Commission. One, we will make sure that our traffic flow is as effective as possible on that day of elections. Second, that we will have a safe and secure environment for our students and for voters. 3, that we'll provide our own place for parking for people that are coming in to vote so that they have an easy access into the venue in which they're going to vote. And finally, we will try to treat all the election workers with a great deal of respect and make sure that they have a breakout room so that they are able to do their job on that very long day when the election occurs. It's in the hands of 3 commissioners right now that make up the Election Commission. I will be there on Thursday to help present this information. I think it's a topic that's worthwhile thinking about and talking about, and even talking to our kids about. Because again, there is no higher value as citizens that we can do than to actually vote. Speaking to that, and I've said this before, it's important that everyone makes sure that they get registered. If you're a community member and maybe you've only lived here for a year and haven't registered, you need to do that. Even if you anticipate maybe moving out in the next year or 2 years as a part of the vending community that does have a little bit more of a mobility. Please register to vote, because there's issues that are coming up, not only within the school system, but within this local community, within the state, and within the nation that deserves your right to vote here in Benton County. Next week, I get the opportunity to interview Troy Galloway. Many of you know Troy because he works in the city of Bentonville and is really responsible for a lot of our planning to help with growth in this community. He's also an outstanding family man, and he's given a great deal of service to our nation. I'm excited to have the chance to talk to Troy and have him share some of his thoughts on the eve of the 4th of July and our nation's celebration of independence. As you finish this week, I hope that you have a great upcoming weekend. I look forward to the talk with Troy next week and to be connected with you in another Minute with Mike. Have a wonderful day.